Good evening, Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans, and welcome to another one of the Winter League races. I am Sonny Wrath 11, and joining me in the booth tonight is C Parsley. C Parsley, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and with this being our Group 10 group tonight, we should hopefully see some good games, and hopefully we don't see a 2-hour run.
Hopefully we don't. This is the Chaos Light Week. Do you want to go over what the Chaos Light Week entails?
Basically, what we're looking at, we have a fast map as everyone gets started. Experience levels will be half what the vanilla are. You do have the ability to have the tri-stated for guards, also have the ability whether or not we will need keys, and we'll find out that out here with the third chest. So we'll start with a torch, a fairy water, and the chest that decides it all, gold, so the doors are open and the run to the treasury is available.
The good old infinite keys. And fortunately, it doesn't look like there are any random chests here in the treasury, so that is very nice. And an instant fairy flute.
There won't be any random chests. That was not on in this week's seed. It's just a vanilla chest locations. It's just what's in those chests are randomized.
All right, quick check from Slamu here to see if the golem is the wet noodle. The torch doesn't defeat it, but the fairy water going out does defeat it. 35 EXP, going up in level with 26 power, 4 speed, 7 HP, and 14 MP.
And that is a jump from 1 to 4 on the level. Meanwhile, it looks like
jump.
Stags actually went a separate way. He's going down to the basement of Tangential. Or Tangential, depending on how you wish to pronounce it. The only spell our people do have at level 1 is the stop spell. Samu picked up Sleep and Radiant with this level 4.
963, and I believe that was 8 here at level 5, which fairly nice to see.
Meanwhile, Stags gets sent back to start, and Yakko is thinking maybe the knight here is a noodle, but finds out quickly not, and hits the reset to keep that weapon in the inventory. We do have a nice little place here for both Slamu and Stags if we can get there, and it is the north entrance to Swamp.
Early Swamp can be nice since that does allow access to one of the few tiles that are around. Granted, depending upon what's there, that could be a problem.
Yeah, you might not want to use it as your spike tile right now, but it is something to keep ahead of the level going up. And the red slime is definitely not something to take advantage of early on as it hits hard.
Now, it did look like the Slamu encountered a blue dragon, and the blue dragon happened to be the wet noodle of the seed.
Well, golems weren't that bad either. That's what Slamu used for his first level up.
Yeah, the combination of the torch and the fairy water was big for that.
And there is the blue dragon, but it only gives you 6, but it will be good enough to get Yakko out of level 1 prison and into level 2.
Always nice to see any sort of level up.
And you do pick up a decent little chunk of strength in that first level. But the Drakey takes him out.
It looks like we saw a tablet cave over on Slamu's screen. Unfortunately, Drakey's not being friendly. This wyvern runs away, so Slamu is able to live and find Sharlock very quickly.
Not great for now, but definitely great to know where it is for when that time comes. And again, stay away from those red slimes because I think we've got the highest hit so far on that of 108 from a little red slime that could.
That's a scary slime.
Meanwhile, the bottom of Tangential is the mountain cave, and immediately gets sent back by Red Slime. This time only doing 71. These red slimes are hitting like the DL1 was in my commentated group about 2 days ago.
It's always painful to see the red slime just end up doing that much damage.
And Stags decides to give up on Mountain Cave, at least for now. 128 points for the Metal Slime. Does get Slamoo some nice little level up.
Slamoo already at 7. Not looking too terribly bad, but it looks like the Metal Slime's running away relatively quickly.
Well, at this point, we're doing it. We're still also holding, other than the Sleep in the Radiant that Slamoo got in his move to 4, we haven't had another spell yet. So those should be dropping in big chunks as we move on.
Hopefully so. Druin's not taking too much damage, but hitting for a decent little bit.
Unfortunately, Druids seem to have too much hit points in the old bank.
You were thinking the exact same thing I was there.
Yakko's going to give a shot and immediately runs into what we normally consider the Fun Police. And the Fun Police does sleep block him, and almost sleep block him. And bye-bye, back to start you go, Yakko.
I do like how he tried to return the sleep.
Now, as you do see by the points underneath each of our runners' names, that's how many points they earned in the first round. Slamoo and Yakko both won their first seeds, having 5 points. Stags came in third, and that's why it has 2 points. Those points are cumulative over the 5 weeks to decide who gets into the playoff.
Yakko hitting level 5 and getting some more stats, but unfortunately, still not a huge level up yet.
Nope, Slamoo's gonna show us what's on the other side, and there's a town just on the other side of the swamp cave, and it's coal.
I like finding coal early.
And we'll have a first of another thing that we have in this seed, random shop prices.
Was that a 46 gold full plate that I saw there?
Yes, it was, with a 6 gold hand axe. Unfortunately, look at the price on that leather armor, several thousand.
Yeah.
That better be lined with gold. And we do have a treasure guard on coal here.
Oh, and it hits pretty hard, but sleep does connect. Werewolf is asleep, but wakes up immediately and sends Slamoo back to home.
And that's still not as bad, though, because Slamoo's the only one who knows on the other side of that swamp is coal immediately. Knowledge is key in a lot of these runs.
And he is going with that.
Slamoo is going right back to it. Meanwhile, come on, Stags, we almost have a treasure chest out of mountain to see here. He's only a couple steps away. And that first chest is only a little gold.
That's unfortunate. And this red slime's going to block Stags. And
for 105. Meanwhile, though, we had Yakko go ahead and get a huge level up. Level 8's got to hurt more.
Hurt more is huge right now.
Yeah, if Slamoo had that treasure guard there in coal would not be anywhere near as much trouble.
And I don't think Slamoo's too terribly far away from hitting level 8. But Yakko already having... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just looking at the number. We're pretty close on the experience number. Go ahead on Yakko.
Yeah, with Yakko having that hurt more, if he decides to go through swamp and head to that coal, that treasure guard is as good as done. But here is level 8 for Slamoo.
And I'd be surprised if I don't see him run immediately to coal with that spell.
Okay, that was a massive level at 23 HP and 31 MP.
Yep, gives you the hit points to survive an attack or two and the magic to get a few more of those hurt mores off. And just as I thought, Slamu is heading back for that swamp cave to go for that treasure card. Meanwhile, Stags is still going to give it another go underneath on the mountain cave.
I will say I appreciate the dedication to attempting mountain cave here from Stags.
Well, Blue Dragon, for best case scenario, kind of like replaces our Goldman, original vanilla Goldman, that is, not our version that we have here with, of course, the randomizer.
Oh, no effect from the Hurtmore.
Unfortunately, since it is vanilla abilities, I'm going to have a good hunching suspicion you're probably going to be at least 10 out of 16, if not more, on Hurtmore resistance there.
That's what I was thinking, but Sleep's going to come back out, put the werewolf back to sleep, and immediately wakes back up.
Yeah, but with the heal that he did, he now has the actual hit points to be able to survive an attack if the werewolf wakes up, and again, a second one. The only question now is going to be how many hit points that werewolf actually has.
That is a good question, and unfortunately I have not entirely been keeping count.
So far we're at 85, 95, either still a long ways away or doesn't have a heal to go ahead and try to get a heal at 25%. Meanwhile, Yakko's going to start trying it as well.
Tries to run away and misses it. Oh no. Oh, Slamu's got to be really close to defeating the werewolf.
And the only problem is you don't have a heal spell to bring her back, and he's going to be going home too.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Meanwhile, we have a second chest, and Mountain is just a dragon scale, gets you 2 points of protection.
Those 2 points
Going
of
for the
protection.
top two next, if he can get there.
Those 2 points of protection can make a difference.
And gets nailed by the gold man, taken back to start. And we have somebody who did beat a red slime, but it only gives you 6 experience, 129 gold.
Ah, that hurts.
But at least that means they're probably not taking that much of HP. There's 108.14 for the Poltergeist.
Yeah, that Poltergeist has some pretty good EXP on it, and the Druin coming up is 105.46.
116 from a red slime now. I'm loving those little boys who could.
Oh, these red slimes are making me happy, honestly.
Our 3 runners are going to be dreaming of red slimes tonight after this run.
Oh, I do believe so.
We have a new town. I believe that's a new one from Slam Moon down there if you can get there.
I do believe that you're right. We'll see if he can. Holy cow, 257?
And it's Hawk's Nest, but that would be a new enemy to go ahead and grind on, especially 257. Went down to 1 hurt more. And level 10 in the meantime, with 1 speed, 1 hit point, and 6 on the magic, no attack power.
Unfortunate on the 0 strength.
And meanwhile, the spells still remain to stay away, still holding 1, 2, 5, not being given to our runners yet.
Was that a 621 gold yield on the Wraith Knight?
I believe so on the Wraith Knight. It wasn't great on the experience, but it definitely is our new Goldman candidate for money.
No
There's
kidding there.
257 from a Snowman. And that's actually a pretty good deal. If you've got both one of the top experience and top gold in that same zone, and speaking of that, level 11 with 4 power, 5 speed, 3 hit points, and 15 magic with 1 new spell coming out. And that would, of course, be the great and powerful spell of course I missed.
It was Heal More.
Thank you. So we got both Moors now available.
Both Moors being available. Super nice to see.
The only problem with only having 67 points... Oh, Blue Slime is the spike pile on Hawksness.
Oh, and it hits for 43? but a second hurt more does not take it down, and that's going to send Big Slamu back to Tantagel.
Oh, you gotta love it when both of the two easiest enemies in a vanilla run are the ones that are gonna give you trouble tonight.
They really are, and Yakko went after the werewolf and ended up getting bounced back to Tantagel. These slimes are nasty.
Yeah, so we know potentially where two things are going to be. Of course, we don't know. We could get to Hawks, get that finally fight, and then find out, nope, sorry, nothing underneath. But at least you'd hope after fighting that kind of a monster, you'd at least find something, even if it's just like an Erdrick token or the fairy flute.
For sure, and I do like the comment in chat that Diabetes made Big Slimu. Oh no, as it said, another red slime shows up, says, hi, take 106.
You know, we need to get a counter on how many deaths have happened to my red slimes in the scene.
Just slimes in general at this point.
Alrighty, Stags is going to go after the blue slime here. And he's just going to swing and one shot gone.
Just ouch.
Meanwhile, Scorpion is not great with only 6 experience. 124 gold ain't terrible there. Droll goes down to 1 shot, 34-15, about a mid-normal wolf in Villa.
Yeah, that's pretty close to the normal wolf experience, if I remember correctly.
And another enemy that ain't really worth it, 117 for the demon. Right. I believe this town also hasn't been seeing one the Yakko's heading to.
Yeah, I don't think it has either. Hurtmore not going to do anything. And excellent move, it is dodging. Oh, that always feels bad.
But he does make it out with 9 hit points. 361 on the experience points.
Oh my goodness. But there's Healmore, and it is Garanham here.
It is Garanham, and of course, since we don't need keys, the whole town, including what's behind the wall, is available.
Now the question's going to be, what's going to be here behind the door?
I want another treasure guard. I'm sorry, but I do.
I'm with you on this one. Another treasure guard would be
and make it a red slime with blue slime HP.
Oh my, that would be ironic.
Well, we have an herb in the first, wings in the second, and gold in the third. So the only thing else we gotta check is see what's in the bag.
And heading into the back, we see homework.
It's jerk.
Good old.
Yeah, that's what we'll need to know that when we're all done.
Indeed, and that's pretty big to find as well.
Yeah. If you haven't been around, there are 3 pieces you need: the Staff of Rain, the Erdrick's Token, and the Stones of Sunlight. The staff is available once you get the Silver Harp and turning that trading cave to get your Rainbow Drop to get to Charlock. By the way, level 12 for Big Slamu wasn't really a great round again. Meanwhile, Yakko is now in Grave.
Garen's Grave, not too far from Garanham? What is this?
Gold on the first, herb on the second, and gold on the third. You think somebody made this partially vanilla. And Yakko will take the time to deep dive.
I don't think this is a bad play at this point. I mean, there's still a lot available.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't found either of the armors. I mean, the weapons of the armor. You haven't found the fairy flute. You haven't found your death necklace or anything like that. There is a lot of possibility that one or both of these below could have something vital.
The end of Mountain Cave for Big Slamu gave the Fighter's Ring, so that is nice to see.
Yep, and that'll get you 2 points as long as you make sure you're smart enough to get that turned on. Once you do activate it once, though, you can get rid of it, and it will still keep those 2 points.
By far, that's still one of my favorite interactions.
Alrighty, heading to number 4 is Yakko. There's 361 again from the Droll Magi, level 13 for Slamoo. Picking up 16 speed, the spells of Heal, Outside, and Repel all at the same time.
That's very nice to see.
That leaves us with only 1 spell left. I think Slamoo's actually just grinding here, looking for these Droll Magis.
I mean, considering they're extremely low HP with high XP yield, I can't blame him.
Meanwhile, your Magic Wyverns go for 327 on 1 hurt more. So you got 2 very high XP targets there.
And now the Goldman is 217 and 43.
I'm staying there until I'm go time.
We have 6 strength, 4 speed, 12 HP, and I missed the MP. This cave is just...
That boost moved us up to 99 magic on that last level. And yeah, that one section right there is just heaven.
Yeah, this is EXP City.
And I believe that's in the bottom of Tantagel. I believe he's only in Mountain Cave there.
I do believe that you are right.
Which is perfect, because then as soon as you die, you just go right back to King, go right back to the basement and grind again. And in the meanwhile, he's picked up a 2-level lead on Yakko, a 5-level lead on Stags.
But Stags has at least hit level 9, so Hurt More is ready to go. Soon to have Heal More. Yakko with Heal More and Hurt More just needing to find a spot to get some levels.
And from the way he's walking, it looks like it's that one path as you go around to the 5th and final chest there down on the 2nd floor is where he's grinding.
Well, as Slamoo actually points out in chat for us, Mountain 2's the same zone as Grave 1, so we know that these high EXP yield encounters will be in Grave 1 as well.
And there is a flame sword purchase for Yakko.
And that is level 15 now for Slamoo, and still just getting lots and lots of EXP.
Every time down here, as long as he's still got the magic for it, which he's going to run out here very shortly, unfortunately, it's just picking up minutes and minutes and minutes on his competition. Meanwhile, Yakko is trying for that coal spot.
I like the attempt here. It's...
Well, with that heal more, he's got a way bigger chance, especially picking up the flame sword.
Oh yeah, it's very possible. And gets it.
Now the question is, what's underneath? We'll find out in just a second as he picks up level 13.
And 13 was a big level.
It's got the harp. One of your pieces of homework. Not necessarily great. You want it to be maybe like an armor or the sword. But it is still something you do need to complete the game.
Something required is always nice to find.
After my race tonight, I can definitely vouch for that.
Oh, I believe this is a cave that we have not seen yet on Yakko's screen, if Yakko's able to make it past the slime here.
And nope, sent back to start, but I do believe you're right, which means that there ain't much left. That probably would have been Tablet. Or the freebie, one of the two. That would have been the only two I think we haven't seen.
Have we not seen the trade-in cave for the harp?
I'm drawing a blank. If that is, then we have one of three that it could be.
Yeah, because I don't think we've seen the harp trade-in cave yet.
Meanwhile, level 16 for Slamu, 1142, and the final spell is Granted.
The beautiful spell of return.
Unfortunately, one magic point, he's having to walk it out himself, as I think he wants to keep the money to buy a weapon if he can, instead of just taking the Death Warp and losing half.
And that's very fair. Taking that death and losing half would definitely hurt.
Hey, how do you think Elfgard keeps the town beautiful? Death and taxes, the only two things that really, happen everywhere.
I mean, you make a very fair point here. All right, MP restoration done. And back up to full on HP.
Yep, and it'll be interesting. No, I was going to say it'd be interesting to see if he goes down and grind more, but he isn't. Meanwhile, most of the folks, Stags out on the second continent, heading on over to Cole.
Seems like Slamu might be comfortable right now with attempting to take out that werewolf in Cole.
Considering his level, he was higher than Yakko. I would definitely do so. And with that money, he should be able to get the flame sword.
And that is a flame sword acquired for Slamu.
Meanwhile, Stags does start his attempt at the werewolf, and here comes Slamu's. 43 points versus 17 per swing.
So we're already up to 103 dealt, 139 on Slamu's side.
Stags got lucky with a hit or hurt more.
If I did not miscount, that was 216 that was dealt. So somewhere in that range.
Tracker, since we've had 2 of the 3 and the third one's doing it right now, can we get that one up? Perfect. It is 205 needed to go through. 15 out of 16 for that hurt more, so it makes it even better that Slags got that one through.
No kidding there. And shout outs to our tracker tonight, RG365, of course.
And of course, our restreamer doing the other section of tracking as well.
And
The
definitely
lovely, talented Archfield.
For sure, and definitely give these runners a follow, please.
Thank you, Nightbot, for putting them in there.
And thank you, Diabetes, for giving the commands on that.
Alrighty, so here's the freebie for Slamu, and we have Fairy Water. Not a bad freebie item.
I mean, I'd be okay with a free fairy water. And it looks like we have another town.
A lot better than a can of Coke, and he finds Catlin. Basically the Mall of America of Elfgard.
With a 222 gold large shield, always nice to see that.
The only thing we gotta hope now is we can find a silver shield in here. Of course, the best shield the game does offer. There's the silver shield. It's 1,084 if you want that top shield.
Very low price. And Yakko has found the harp cave, traded in the harp, and now has the Staff of Rain. As we shall soon find out what the old man here has to say to Slamu.
Yep. Whether he has coordinates or tells you to go fight. And we do have coordinates.
13 north, 21 east.
Yep. And that should be countable by our runners, so Gwalen, may be staying home tonight.
That's very possible. Stag's slowly catching up here on levels, sitting at level 12 right now. Yakko still at 14. Slamu well ahead after sitting in Mountain 2 and getting those glorious EXP encounters.
I'm sorry, but I have to be a little mad at the... There he goes. He goes back to get the radishes. The NPC blocked him the first attempt.
Thank you, Slamu.
Well, this race is over. Slamu's your winner. We'll see you next week. Just kidding.
I didn't know we were doing radish percent.
Drop those radishes in chat for good old Slamu as we continue on here. And Stags is just about to find that town himself, just a few steps away.
And it looks like Slamu's about to make it to the Harp Cave that Yakko was just at not too terribly long ago. And I have to agree with what Aaron said in chat. Slamu, that graphic was beautiful.
Yeah, they have the #1 enemy in any randomizer run, the NPC.
All right, with that, Slamu now has the Staff of Rain as well, and it's just searching for everything else.
There's a good old Big C.
I love the Big C. It's where we get to have all of our luck come into play.
Well, that, and of course, since we took Catelyn out of its little hidey-ho rock, we need to use the boulders for something else. So, Big C, you're it.
I like it.
Speaking of vanilla, we will have a vanilla mostly coming up. I believe that's week 4.
I believe you're right. I can't remember for sure.
I believe it's the vanilla map, except it randomly puts where the Star Tentacle is and then ranges every other town compared to that.
All right, Slamu has gone into Tablet Cave. And it's time to see what is in here. As Yakko is...
Chest, but it could be a very vital.
Yakko's attempting the blue slime here and gets the blue slime taken down, gets 95 and 244, and does level up.
First belt, by the way, was the one in Tablet, while we get the Stones of Sunlight, a vital piece of the puzzle from Hawksnest.
Yikes, still 96 damage coming out from the red slime. That's painful.
Red slime, basically the Fun Police pocket-sized.
Just look at that attack
power. And
power
we're saying
on it.
Only 6 experience points, but 241 and 249.
Yeah, that hurts.
I'm not kidding. That is almost what we had DL1 a couple nights ago.
And RG reading my mind, hoping that the red slime is on the Sherlock spike.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of our 2 slimes. I definitely would hope for the red. Because it seems while blue doesn't hit as much, blue has a lot more hit points to take a few more swipes before he goes down.
Yeah, I mean, it's got at least 180 since it takes 3 hurt mores. But there.
Oh, you mean the British 180?
And there are the Stones of Sunlight for Slamu, obtained out of Hawksnest, so only 1 piece remains.
And while we're waiting for that and that, if we can get the tracker to bring up that blue slime, let's see what he's got. And there it is, 215 hit points, 118 attack, and it's 15 out of 16 for a stop, but of course doesn't have a spell, so why bother?
With that AI being nothing but attacks, that is nice to see.
As I said, I'll be surprised if Sharlock Spike isn't one or the other slime.
That would make two of us. Alright, Stags has made it to the Harp Cave and now has the Staff of Rain in hand.
Meanwhile, Slamu going backwards towards the Harp Cave again. Just the other way around this time. Still looking for our big weapons though. No one's got the Erdrick's armor or Erdrick's sword yet. And we're running out of places it can be.
Have we seen a Rimmeldar sighting yet, by chance?
No, we have that one chest. That's the one that's normally locked behind. You haven't used 2 keys, but of course with keys not being a vital piece, it's just basically a little time to go through the doors. So we got one there. Slamu's doing a count, or at least tried to, into running into the mountain. If you're going to count this, it'll probably be easier if you can find a spot to mark and then get to the other side and go, okay, that was this point, and then pick up from where you left off.
You know, I asked if we've spotted Rimmeldar, and
there it is, and we have the token. So the Erdrick Keys is down there in the double chest.
At least it has been located.
I do believe that makes all the pieces, correct?
I do believe it does, and it seems like the coordinates will be gear of some sort.
Yep, so we'll either have the Death Necklace, the Fairy Flute, or one of our 2 pieces of Erdrick.
The question is, which piece will we see? Stags finally stumbling into Tablet Cave, unfortunately going to be let down with the cursed belt that's in there. And Slamu stocking up on herbs, always nice to do.
Yep, never hurts, especially if you're going to get towards Sharlock. Any heal you can do without having to waste your magic is always usually a good thing. And even better this week, as Dragon Lord powers are randomized, so you could be running into a 240 HP with a 100 hitting DL1. You just never know.
Makes this week even more terrifying.
It can. Also, you can get the other way around, and DL only has 100 points and is deady as heck.
This is very true. Unfortunately, Stags did quite a bit of damage to an Axe Knight there, and instead of getting the damage dealt, it just ran away.
Slamu must be missing a piece, as he did not trade in there at the jerk.
I don't think Slamu has been to Rimmeldar yet.
So he doesn't have stones, but Yakko, on the other hand, does get the rainbow drop. And it's the first able to go into Sharlock if he wishes. And I think he is. I don't think he's even going to bother with the coordinates. I think he's heading to Big C. Maybe not, though, here with the Swamp Cave.
I think we have a lost Slamu right now trying to figure out which tile it is here. as the correct one.
And that has got to hurt because it looks like we do not have the treasure guard on, which is one way you could accidentally just run into it while searching this way.
And found it. It is the big stick, Erdrick's sword itself.
And of all of those pieces, that'll probably be the least favored one to find, because the trade-in between your flame sword and that is not that huge of a jump. Granted, of course, you're always loving to have it, but you probably would have loved to have something more like the Erdrick armor.
Alright, I do believe we have Yakko just going for it here.
Yep, so he will be just taking the flame sword in instead of Erdrick's. But we are short Charlock, so it'll take you right to the basement where you can get 6 chests automatically.
And now the question is, never mind. I'm not even going to finish that question because I believe this is a treasure guard.
And so that very well may be a treasure guard. So 150 is probably the biggest bid of the night. On the old $0 million pyramid.
This is true.
You know what's going to be funny, though, if we find out that he checks underneath it, it's an herb.
That would be funny. But it is the armor.
There it is. And he's going to check the rest for us. We got gold, we've got a cursed belt, we've got another cursed belt, and gold, and finally, torch. So we still have the death necklace out, and we still have the flute out.
Flute was found early on.
Okay, so we have the death necklace, and that'll probably be, if you wanted to go for it, would actually be on the judge's table, more than likely.
I do believe so. But I do appreciate Yakko grabbing the armor and then immediately going out. Probably going to be looking to get more experience, get into a more comfortable position to take on the Dragon Lord as Slamu takes a death.
Now, if I was Slamu, I'd probably be going to the bottom. He's not going to. It looks like he might take another run. Instead, just go grind a couple levels to where you know you had that one great spot. Because I don't think either of our other 2 runners have figured out that spot is the most awesome spot of this particular seed to grind.
And we were both wrong here with the death necklace because that was found in grave 5. Thank you all out there in chat for correcting us. Always greatly appreciated.
And if you're never around, make sure you do come and join us. We're always live on twitch.tv on DW Randomizer whenever one of these races are going on. Come on in. We'll love to have you. Meanwhile, it's time to slime through fighting over on Stags28.
That good old blue slime.
And he's actually going to put it to sleep. Slime only stayed sleeping, though, for 2 rounds.
I mean, to be fair, that's better than 1 round of sleep to an immediate arousal from sleep.
Again, 2 rounds and the slime's back up.
This slime just does not want to stay asleep.
Nope, and he's almost gone here. By the count, it should only be 1, maybe 2 tenths at the most to finish it up here.
And there it is.
And Slamu will be getting the Stones and Sunlight here just momentarily after checking the shot. Sorry, the token, not the stone.
I was gonna say the T's this time around. Grabbing the magic armor.
Oh! Too bad you don't need it, but the broadsword here is only $1.
Ah. I mean, we were bound to see a $1 item at some point, right?
Yep. Basically, an auction, no one wanted to bid. I'll throw $1. Sold! There's the token.
All right, token obtained for Slamu. Looking at 84 defense points. Not too bad. Yakko at 91. Nice to see. Does end up getting return, and I believe that is level 16.
Well, Slamu will have that same higher level here the moment he does get that armor in Sherlock. But Slamu will have the advantage having Erdrix over the Flame Sword.
Yeah, 133 attack power. It is a significant difference.
12 points of damage. Meanwhile, Yakko just showing Gwaylin around the universe.
I appreciate that. Gotta take Gwaylin on the world tour.
Well, I actually had a different one of the runs I commentated this week, where the guy for running for about 45 minutes actually did take Gwaylin all over the place, even into his Dragon Lord fight.
Hey, it works.
They did. You get the immediate pop away from the hand and over by the king at the end. Right. Slamu heading to Grave 1, which should have the same enemies, of course, that the second level did, and he's using that as a grind. Should have the same enemies he had for his 300 point deal down in the bottom of Mountain.
I like the play here.
Pick up maybe 1-2 more levels, maybe find, say, 17 or 18, hopefully to be your go point. Meanwhile, Stags is going to find out the back is 1 point away because he doesn't have the token yet.
Once Stags...
That sometimes is what it can come down to. It's just if you got everything ordered in the right direction or not.
This is true. We did see level 17 on Slamu's side with 4, 3, 0, and 1, I believe.
Yep, which should leave him there just to continue to grind, as that should not be enough to move it on. And he has found Erdric's sword, now Yakko has, in the search spot. I'm a little surprised that Lee's not going far enough in Sherlock to at least see what's on the spike.
I was just thinking about that. Because if there is something good on the spike, then it could make the level grind a lot faster.
Yeah, if you find out that we were wrong and it ain't actually a slime sitting there.
Could be the Stone Man.
That would actually be decent. Stonemen do give out a decent number of experience points. Definitely don't put a scorpion there with 6. Actually, I think that's his vanilla number for experience points.
All right, we have level 18 here on Slamu's side with 0 strength, 3 speed, and 2 HP.
And 10 magic was your final number.
Yeah. Okay, so MP has been good, but it's that HP that's just iffy right now.
At 96, normal seeds would be right on the border. Here, with anything you could have for the Dragon Lord, he's in the lead. I wouldn't fault him for going to see, just wants to see what everything is. But it also is a lot easier just to sit, take these 2 300-point guys, and grind out level 19, too. I'm Death Necklace defeated by Stag.
The good old Death Necklace. And considering what's been seen throughout the week so far with these seeds, there's something to be said about respecting DL1.
You know, I think Stags has finally figured it out for the best enemy set. He's gone back just to the first level of Grave and starting to grind from there and picks up level 15.
I like the play.
Meanwhile, Yakko's grinding on it looks like on the second floor of Mountain, which would be the same situation.
I do believe we have 19 coming up soon for Slamu, if I remember the numbers correctly.
There we go. 1, 4, 17, and 8. You finally get some hit points, and this may be what he thinks might be go time.
I mean, that's 17 HP. That's a significant jump, so we'll see what happens here with it.
Looks like he'll head back to Garrickham to heal up and power up. Probably stay at the end there, and then get ready for Sherlock. Meanwhile, Stags is finally going to get his third item if he goes through the 2 doors here.
That NPC for Slamu did its best wall impression I have seen from any NPC in a while.
Actually, I think the NPC's been doing real well over there. The wall there and blocked out the radish the first time earlier.
That's true. All right, time for Slamu to head into Sherlock.
Yep, and this is his first time, so he does not have the armor yet, but we'll pick it up as soon as he finishes with the treasure guard on the 150. So we have X-Knight as our first of our 5 we've seen enemy-wise there in Sherlock.
And into
Treasure Guard Werewolf.
Beat me to it on that. But 52 damage off that first swing. Holy cow.
Yep, and Stags is just about ready to have the rainbow drop himself.
And just like that, Slamu has acquired Erdrick's armor.
For him, I think it would just go straight to the DL from here. No reason to go back or do anything else ahead of time. So we're finally going to get to see who's on the spike. Anybody who didn't run the seed can vote. Vote now. Who do you think's going to be there?
I'm hoping one of the slimes.
And it ain't. It's a werewolf instead. Which would have made it an easy one to try to farm because it is about 115, 120 experience points per fight, and it is only about 3 swings. Sorry, 4 swings.
Yeah, I thought it was about 5 swings because it had over 200 HP.
That depends on what good or bad rolls you get.
This is true. I mean, point being, it had a lot of HP though.
Alrighty, so Slamu will be the first one to take a shot at Dragon Part 1. And not hitting for much at all, does the Dragon Lord. But does seem to have some HP, requiring multiple swings to get through to Part 2.
And now it's into Dragon Lord 2.
And back attack does the Dragon Lord for 33. Back stop spell thrown in just in case.
Beautiful stop spell thrown there. First try is all it takes for it to connect.
$35 now, forced to slam them. $49.
Should be 67 now, if I'm not mistaken.
York.
And then
Did the Dragon Lord just avoid dodge?
it might have.
I didn't think that was possible, but okay, 76.
I don't think it's possible either, but I mean, this game has proven me wrong on so many things, so
95. 107. Providing he doesn't have like 220, 240, that should be in the bag.
yeah, I think this is Slamu's take at this point.
Yep, 119. 129, 133. Meanwhile, Yakko is heading to Charlotte. And Stags is in the box. There it is. Get your GGs in chat for Big Slamu, who will have a race time in just a moment. Meanwhile, Yakko's in the lead for second here.
Very well played by Slamu.
And the trumpet sounds. Slamu will pick up 5 more points with a time of 56 minutes, 43 seconds, going to 10 big points in the race series.
And that's a very good spot to be in going into week 3.
Yep. Meanwhile, Yakko just starts the Dragon Lord. Here we go. And we are now welcomed by the man, the myth, the legend, Big Slamu himself, GG.
Thanks. I forgot that I won this one, so it's good to see it again.
What is your best thought of anything that really surprised you in the scene, other than, of course, Red Slime?
Yeah, I mean, I think I went nose to nose with the red slime 3 times in a row in that swamp cave and got bopped every time. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why do we play this game? And then I found the grind, and all was well again. So.
Yeah, Red Slimes being the big hit cousin, and the Blue Slimes, the normal one, being a lighter hitter, but way more HP.
Yeah, they both were miserable. The Reds were the real bad ones now. But honestly, I got hardcore lost in the seed. I don't know why, but just couldn't find those pathways, and I'm just rusty still. So whoever's got me in week 3 gets a good chance to beat me up. So.
I have a feeling at least 2 of your opponents for next week, because we have 2. I know at least 2 others who are at 10. Y'all should be put in that first group as stage 3 does restore.
I'm hoping I'm the worst scoring 10-pointer, and I get to get pared down. I'm trying to dodge the big guns here.
You're open for group 2. I can know the field.
Of course, I say that group 2 is probably the real dangerous ones.
So Slamu, I want to throw a question your way while it's fresh on my mind. How about that search tile?
Oh jeez, I mean it was a gap count, and I think I overcounted by 1 or 2 to the north, so I thought I was further north than I was, and I went back to the coast, recounted again, and I'm like, well, I can't be that far off, right? It's not a huge count, so I started spiraling, right? I did the nine square, and then I'm like, I guess I'll do one more loop, and one more loop is like, I don't know what it's like, 13 more tiles, and the first tile of that third one ended up working out. So missed it. I was two to the south. It was two spaces too far south, and I'm not. I mean, not proud of the play there, but it worked out, so I'll take it.
That is fair. And get your GGs out for Yakko, finishing up second place, getting, is it 3 points?
3 big points at a time of 59 minutes and 48 seconds. So that'll make Yakko an 8-point going into week 3.
As you can tell, I still haven't quite gotten used to the scoring.
When there's 4 runners, it's 5-3-2-1. With 3 runners tonight, it's 5-3-2. And we'll see if we can get Yakko in here as well here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Slamu, any other major thoughts on our seed that we just finished here?
No, I think these flags have the chance to be amazing or terrible, and this one kind of came in between. I think if I had a chance to play it again, it could have been done in 40 minutes. So there's some room for improvement, but overall, I mean, you can't complain about a win, and I'll take it and run away happily until I have to show up again next week and try to defend. So,
well, while we're waiting, have you had any thoughts about week 3 seed?
I watched 10 minutes of somebody play one and realized that we're back in stair shuffle. I think I've played 3 stair shuffle seeds in my life, so not looking forward to it. But I think I've got a system that should work okay. I'm not excited. I think it's a great flag set. I think it's very challenging. It adds a different layer that we don't normally play with, but not something that I personally think I have a competitive advantage in. So I'm gonna say I'd prefer not seeing it very often.
I can speak for you. That'll be my second stair shuffle when we do it here next week. However, it's also paired with Three's Company, which should make this quite interesting.
Yeah, stair shuffle plus 3's company. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not knowing the length of Sharlock at that point, you're kind of just counting off on your fingers how many different floors have I seen so far that aren't in Sharlock, and it's an interesting conundrum to try to figure that out with three sources of entry into Sharlock too. It could be 1 floor, it could be 14 floors, and not knowing how many resources you're going to need is going to make it interesting. I think the admins did a really good job of putting together these flag sets, and anytime you see people either absolutely rooting on or cheering for a flag, or absolutely calling a flag terrible or horrendous, or a flag set the worst thing they've ever seen, either way, that means the admins did their job right. So I think we're excited about it.
Meanwhile, Stag swings at 45 and unfortunately does fail. Go ahead, my other fellow.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, I do believe that is another death for Stags at DL2, but these stats on DL2 just, oof.
The only thing that saves you is that 716, so you don't think you're bad when you throw out that stop spell. Fortunately, DL2 didn't have any spells.
And with what you said about the flag set, Slamu, and how well the admins did, I have to echo that sentiment.
Yeah, I think just the level of divergence in excitement week to week just shows how much they're kind of tapping into all different aspects of what people like and don't like about this game, and putting it all on display, so it's fun.
So one question from you, are you going to go ahead and get Guadalupe first and then try your stair shuffle, or are you going to try to find the path first before going back and saving the princess?
I haven't even thought about it. We'll make that decision in the race room. So
Play it on the fly.
Oh, what was it? We'll do it live.
There it is. Definitely got to give some props to Stags here, continuing to play it out. It's one thing to get absolutely tilted at a seed. It's a whole different thing to continue playing out the seed to attempt to finish it.
yeah, big thank you to Stags as well. Stags actually played this one from his, I think it's from his in-laws' house, because we were having a tough time finding a good time that overlapped for all of us. So thank you to Stags for being willing to figure that and accommodate. So appreciate that to him. It's not easy getting these groups together.
You mean having three or four people schedules match up is difficult to do?
Just keep me away from Cyberdark and him being, what, 4.5 hours ahead of me in
Oh,
the
jeez.
time zones. We'll figure it out.
Meanwhile, we do have Stags that came on in, GG as well.
Well, thank you. GG's, guys.
Stags, I have to give you massive props again for continuing to play through and end this with saying yes to Dragon Lord.
Well, you know, we don't get to see it all that often, so.
As Aaron says in chat, it's a proper end, and I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, the Dragon Lord definitely beat me in this one. His enemy set, especially those first 10 minutes, was just really tough for me.
So any of you going to go to sleep dreaming of red slimes tonight?
I already forgot this thing even existed. we played what, Monday night, so it was weird watching it back in third person.
I have to thank you for asking the question that was on my mind to ask, even though we both did talk about that a bit.
Yeah, watching it back, it was I came in about halfway through or so, and I forgot where things were, what path I took. I did remember that I searched the entire line for the search spot and did get it, so I felt good about that. If there's anything good to feel about this one. I think I asked for a re-roll about 12, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, I forgot you mentioned that. That was the crazy thing. Is like I didn't even I was zoom. My first enemy was 35 XP, and I was off to the races. So when you said that, I was a little floored.
I hope it makes more sense now.
It's significantly more. GG's though, great run race. I'm looking forward to watching you put some more points on the board here coming up. And I'm hoping to dodge you in Z1R next week too.
Remember, week 3, these will get reshuffled by points, so the top scores will be playing each other, while the lower scores will be playing them in week 3.
Yeah, I never seem to do too well at the winter flag set, so I think this is the first time that I'm getting into week 3 with more than 3 points. So, another thing to take as a positive.
Hey, got to take the positives where you can, right?
And I know that some in chat don't love the shuffled staircases with the random chest locations, but I think it's just crazy fun.
Alrighty, any last comments from anybody before we do wrap this up?
No, just thank you, obviously, for everybody putting this on, for throwing together a restream. I know we scheduled with last minute notice, so thank you guys for giving up your Friday nights to talk about our video game playing.
Remember, we will have an early one tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then, of course, the nightcap to complete round 2 at 9:30, as you see there on screen.
I'm so scared for the 9:30 match.
Oh, yeah, that's a good match.
The very big implications on the
Well, GG's, guys, and thank you for hopping in the booth on this podcast. It'll be fun to actually go back and take a look at the first 5 minutes, believe it or not, just to see how everything changed, because I missed it again today.
I mean, you all played very well, and I know that Yakko's not around, but definitely got to get GG's out to Yakko as well. And let's see how things go throughout the rest of the league, right?
Absolutely. A lot more DWR left.
Very much so.
Definitely so. We got 2 more tonight. Of course, week 3, 4, and 5 still to come. Looks like we'll be heading out to Nineveh with Final Fantasy 1 Pixel here in just a moment.
Parsley, I brought us in, so I'll let you take us out.
Alrighty, for all of our runners, of course, a nice tracker, the 3-streamer, and my fellow partner, have a great night and stay around for some bonus coverage on Final Fantasy 1 Pixel in just a moment.